A
Last
very
Final
vivid
Fantasy
memory.
and
Like,
stuff like
we
that.
were me and Emmanuel, we were talking about Star Wars because he's a big fan.
Yo, I've been on like a Star Wars in the sense of the lore. I've been on a binge.
Okay, here's a hella funny thing. I was telling him, I was like, there's nobody hates Star Wars as much as Star Wars fans. I'll say that right now. People are so fucking mad about Rise of Skywalkers, which,
I
in
know.
my opinion, is a okay movie. 100% okay. I was like, yes, that was a movie. And we finished it, and we're all good here. I have no strong feelings about this movie one way. It was entertaining in the context of a movie. But I was saying, like, hardcore Star Wars fans, they only like 3 out of 9 movies. And technically, mainstream, their main timeline, right? So I say, if 3 out of 9 are good, technically Star Wars is not a good franchise. I was just like, people who are like, oh, about the lore and the books and the comics and games. I'm like, but to a mass audience, for you hardcore fans, technically, it's not a good franchise. So, but you were reading up on the lore of it?
I wasn't really reading up. I was just
Were you on Wikipedia?
No, I was on
Oh,
YouTube,
okay.
and I just play whatever shows it. Like, I watched one YouTube video where it's like, oh, this is the reason why, or no, what was it? It was things like with following the comics where Darth Vader actually meets with Padme again in like this little zone, this spiritual zone. But he has to like kill all the Jedi again in order to meet her. But then she doesn't know who he is at the end of it. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? I watched one of those, and then all of a sudden, all of these started like playing after, and I started getting into all the lore. And I'm like, Star Wars lore is pretty fucking dope. But God, dude, the movies suck.
I'm saying, man, this is like, dude, there's like, they're like, oh, they ruined like the blah blah blah, the blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, like, dude, most people wouldn't know that if you told them. Okay, like, I was like, I didn't know that.
There is a lot. There's like an extended universe. The thing is though,
for like, God, it is so extended.
It really is. When I was at my last day at my previous job, one of my coworkers there was like saying, "Hey man, like it's really slow today." And I kind of want to finish watching episode 5. And I was like, okay, cool, let's watch it. He's like, yeah, it's like my first time. I was like watching the original trilogy, and he's like, no, Star Wars in general. I was like, bro, okay, let's watch. So I'm watching like the ending.
Episode 5 is great.
What's up?
It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching episode 5 with him, and it was leading up to the part where they're in Sky City or Cloud City. And Luke and Darth Vader fight, and then he reveals who he is. I'm like trying to quote it too at the same time. No, it can't be true, or something like that.
Yeah.
My homie over here is laughing his ass off. He's just like, man, this is so cheesy. And I was like, it really is. It really is. Like the Force back then, so bad. It's so
it's terrible. It looks awful.
Oh my goodness.
Clearly, some dude is like off screen, like chucked a thing at Mark Hamill. It was like, we're gonna throw this cardboard box at you, and so make sure it makes it look like it really hurts you. And you're like, okay.
It's oh man, the jump from 6 to 7. Oh my God, the Force in there was so good. Like I was nutting. I was like, yo, using the Force to stop this laser beam was cool. What is it? All the Force chokes and the lightsaber fighting was much better. Although 6 did have a much better fight between Luke and Darth Vader at the end in front of Palpatine.
I just recently learned that some hardcore fans don't like episode 6 because of Ewoks. I'm like, dude.
Oh.
I'm like, man, there is no satisfying you people. There is nothing.
Did you know that the the Death Star blowing up on or over Endor actually leads to a nuclear fallout? So the Ewoks end up becoming extinct later.
What?
Yeah, there's this like
I thought there was like a whole Ewok movies afterwards, wasn't there? I mean, I didn't watch them, but I know there are Ewok movies.
It's like this theory that somebody put in, so then this like actual scientist or whatever like started delving into it.
Let me tell you, that's not true, because in episode 9 you see Endor 4, and then you're like, oh, there's the Ewoks.
Oh, what? Oh, wow.
That's literally not a spoiler. It's like, oh, there they are.
I didn't know that. I absolutely
So-
haven't watched the movie, but I know a lot of spoilers from it because I don't care.
My biggest someone was like complaining about the movie was like that's not how the Force works. I'm like shut up. I'm like shut up. What are you like? The Force like made no
Oh.
sense from like episode like from the very beginning. At one point you can move stuff. You can also trick people. You can also choke people. You can shoot lightning from your hand. I'm like, you can become a ghost. But only some people can be ghosts, but not bad guys can be ghosts. That's what I'm saying. Like, and you, I was saying my entire thing. I was just like, people who complain like that's not how the Force works. I'm like, bitch, like it's not real. It's a metaphysical, like, spiritual shit that only certain people could do. I'm like, it's fine. Like,
is this about the reviving or whatever?
and yeah, I was like, I was in the movie. I was like, it didn't. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I can do that now. Like, it's never like this. This is so unbelievable. I'm like,
This isn't allowed.
This isn't
The
allowed.
Force police are gonna get you.
Yeah, I'm like, are you a force physicist? Like, bro, chill. It's fine. I was like, it was fine. I was like, oh, that's the thing now. Okay, whatever. Fuck it. Anyways, continuing this movie. Like, I mean, to be fair, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I think I'm like you. I think Star Wars is cool
Yeah.
in the context of being a cool samurai with a laser sword in space.
Mhm.
Is cool. That's like very cool. And then that's it. That's a lot. That's like how much I'm like, do you like Star Wars? I'm like, I think Star Wars is cool.
It makes for good games.
It makes for a good game. I played Jedi Fallen Order, and I'm like, that's a fucking really good game.
Damn, I want to play that. I haven't played it yet.
You can borrow my copy. Well, yeah, I just gave you Tales of Vesperia,
Yeah,
so you
it's
gotta
fine.
play that.
I what is it? I didn't play it, but I watched the scenes
It's
already.
fucking great. It's a fun game.
Mhm.
I guess that's the yeah. But anyways, you got into Jedi, yeah. Don't man. If you ever go on Wikipedia, it's like the Star Wars wiki. Oh man, that is a deep hole you're going climbing into.
That's like going through TV tropes.
Not, dude. It's so deep. Oh my god, Jesus fuck, man. I remember I was like reading about like Anakin Skywalker, and then like you know like oh there's like 9 different Jedi stances and stuff like that. I'm like what?
Like, what are these stances?
I'm like what? There's stances, and then you go. It's just a rabbit hole. You just keep going into like you're like what is this?
Dude, the Clone Wars are actually pretty good.
The cartoon?
Yeah.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
And I've been following a lot of the lore for that. There's gonna be a new season coming out, and I'm actually kind of
It's the
stoked.
final
for it.
season.
Yes, and I'm pretty fucking stoked for it. Even though
Do
I
you
don't.
even
watch
have, I was
it.
like, do you have Disney Plus?
No, I watched the Mandalorian because my friend was like, "Hey, I have a site you can watch
Man,
it on."
shout outs to the Mandalorian being the most. I was gonna talk about that. It's Star Wars for everybody in the sense that it has nothing to do with any of the other movies, so
Mhm.
everyone can enjoy it. And because it's so like in a place where huge people couldn't complain about it, it's like it fits everybody. It's just like, oh, did you have to watch any of the previous movies before? No. Does it give you if you did, does it give you any context into certain things? Kind of. And it's like, it's fine. Like, just chill out and enjoy this guy who just carries around Baby Yoda.
I will. When I was watching it, one of the first things I noticed was like the soundtrack was definitely not very Star Warsy when I was listening to it.
Nah, it's a Western.
Mhm. I was like, what the hell? But I mean, I didn't mind as much.
Yeah, it's a Western.
I've seen a lot of the memes for Baby Yoda, but I was not expecting how cute he was gonna be when I was.
Yeah, me
was
too.
watching.
I was like, damn, this is the best part of that entire
Yeah,
show.
it's great. There are some very cheesy moments, I'll admit. Like,
It's after the 3rd episode and like 4, 5, and 6, you realize this is a children's show. It's
Yeah.
for kids, and I'm like, oh man, it's not. There's a part where you're just kind of like, why didn't you just kill that dude? Like, why didn't you just murder him? Like, but instead they put him in prison. I'm like, that's okay.
oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're just like, why did you not just shoot him? But I was like, oh, this is a kid's show, and I guess you can't just shoot them in like cold blood, I guess. I was like, just shoot him, bro. You have tons of guns, but like robots, fuck them. They can get shot to death. They can get flamethrowers, like pew 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 pew. But like like a human character, it's like no.
This
Okay.
is the way, man.
This is the way.
There's there was one. Oh wait, are you?
The
Gonna say-
armor's cool though. I will say that's some sick ass armor.
Yeah, it's
fucking
pretty
rad.
dope. There was one moment where I realized, oh, this is actually a kid show. It's when the Mandalorian and IG are trying to get Baby Yoda for the first time, and like they finish off everybody in the area, and then there's this door that's closed, right? And then they're like, "How are we gonna get in?" And then they both look over to this turret. I'm like, "Wow, did you really have to do that? That's so cheesy." Because they could have literally just, rather than ask the question, just shot at it or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, "This is a kid show. I love it, but whatever. It's fucking. It was enjoyable to watch.
Enjoyable.
But yeah, Baby Yoda is like the best part about it.
I say everything outside of the main movies is it's probably better Star Wars entertainment than the movies.
Yeah, like the Clone Wars, the animated series is pretty freaking great.
Yeah.
It starts off pretty bad, but then it gets much better. Seeing a lot of the things that I love how we turned into Star Wars chat for a bit.
Yeah.
I hope you guys don't mind, but the Clone Wars, seeing how you get to delve into like the clones mindset and all that stuff is pretty cool. Did you ever watch any of that?
No.
You don't care for it that much, do you?
No.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. You can spoil stuff.
Okay. I mean, I haven't even watched the episode. I just know because I've seen cut scenes or like stitched together scenes that you get a good enough understanding what's going on. So this is spoilers for anybody who cares, but the Clone Wars, there's this general who does not like clones at all, like even though they're working under him. So he's like leading this mission where they're fighting against an enemy, and the clones don't know who they're fighting against. They're just shooting at him. Later on, they realize that they're shooting at clones and stuff like that. So I think it's like something that's like put together by the general in order to just like get rid of clones. And oh man, I was like, holy fuck, this guy's a dick. And I didn't realize they had douchey Jedis like that. Mm-hmm. And there's also a bit where these clones have to retake a base and all that stuff, and then it shows how like the mindset of veterans and like new clones and stuff like that, how they approach things, and it was surprising. I was like, this is a pretty good episode. I actually remember watching that one. But overall, it also delves into like Anakin and his like slow descent into the dark side. And
like unlike in episode 3 where it's like he changes on a dime and you're like, oh, okay, I guess we're evil now.
It's I
kill
love
the younglings.
Oh yeah, Master Anakin. There's too many of them. What are we gonna do?
And you're like, oh fuck, you just killed all these kids.
Dude, when you see the scene, when he does the lightsaber thing, the kid like flinches backwards, and I'm like, yo, that kid did some good fucking acting right there.
Oh yeah.
Like that was actually kind of disturbing.
Yeah.
I love all the memes from it.
Yeah.
Unlimited power.
Prequel memes on Reddit.
Oh, I need to follow that. There's
funny.
There's so many good ones. Can you tell me about the tragedy of Dark Plagueis? Dark Plagueis the Wise? I don't know. But anyways, we'll get out of this rabbit hole.